Well, it's almost time to fix your driveway, right? So we've got all these chuck holes in our driveway. Excuse me, our driveway's cracking up, and so you're gonna call the asphalt guy. You're gonna call the concrete guy. We're gonna do asphalt today, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to watch out for. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do before you hire the guy, and then make sure you're there while they're putting it down so they don't mess it up. Because once they leave and you give them all your money, they're not coming back. And they're going to come back and patch it? Not really. They won't be able to patch it. Most of the time, they can't patch it, or it looks like heck. So let's just talk a little bit. So here we got a picture, two pictures of asphalt. And you can see it's not real smooth. You can see the exposed aggregate. And you can see how it's not monolithic. And the problem here is, okay, the asphalt needs to be installed at a hot temperature. When it leaves the batch plant, it's usually hot, like 270 and 250 range, and then they need to cover the truck. The truck has to be covered, especially in the winter. Not in the winter, but when it's getting cool. Like let's say you're going to do it in the fall or in the spring. You don't want to lose too much heat from it, but it should be covered. On a hot day, maybe it's not such a problem. If it's not covered, that temperature drops below 170 degrees. There's no way you're going to be able to do it right. It's not going to compact. It's not going to go down nice. It's not going to last. It's going to fall apart, okay? And it's going to look like this. So you want to make sure you stress to your contractor that you're going to want the asphalt in the spec installed between 170 and 250 degrees. You want to check his trucks before you hire him. Make sure that he has capabilities of covering the truck. Then you want to make sure if he's going to batch out for you, or is he going to come from some government job with some leftover asphalt that's like 150 degrees or a different mix. Now, mix designs are a whole nother topic, and we'll cover a little bit about it. And so basically you want to make sure that the asphalt is down at the proper temperature. Now, the other problem here is that you need to properly compact it. And you want to ask your contractor, how are you going to compact my driveway? Oh, we use a roller, we use a drum, we put water in. Fine, you want to see all that. We're going to roll it at this temperature. We're going to roll it again. We're going to roll it. You want to know what they're going to do because it's got to be compacted. And then you want to ask them, what about the mix design? Say, hey, was this the normal mix? Is this a mix that you put on top of concrete? Are we going to do two layers? Are we going to do a 404 and a 402? Are we going to change aggregates? And generally, they're not going to do two layers. Okay, that's mostly for road work. But you want to know what the mix and tell them, explain the mix and make sure it's durable. You know, maybe that it's got a good yield, that it has some strength to it. Okay, and then we talked about the temperatures, and so you want to know how they're going to compact it as well. Now, you want to also ask your contractor, hey, how are you going to do it on the edges? Are you going to compact the edges? Are you going to cut the concrete and make it level? This is not going to work. How the heck is this going to work? You're going to step on this, okay? And by the way, water's going to puddle here anyway. This is like crazy. I'd make them tear this whole thing out. And then you got to make sure that you can't damage the asphalt. You can't move the asphalt with your fingers after it's hardened or dried or finally the asphalt will cool down once you pack it, and then it will dry. Unlike concrete that will chemically react and hydrate. So it won't be hydrating. It'll just be, let's just call it drying. So now look at this. How's this going to work? He's got a poor base. He doesn't compact it, and you step on it, and the edge fails. Okay. Some people in the asphalt world will call this raveling. Okay. And the edges have fatigue. And if you step on or drive over. Now look at this. What kind of finish is this? It's not consistent. Water's going to sit in here. It's going to freeze if you're in cold weather climates. And look at this. This guy, look at these lines here. I mean, this is horrible compaction. It looks horrible. Maybe after 20 years, it may not look so bad, but these puddles are going to be ice. So you want to ask them, hey, are you going to give me a topo? How are you going to do my asphalt? And, I mean, buy yourself a straight 2x4. When you go to Home Depot, look at your 2x4, put it on its edge, and look down one of these edges. Make sure it's a straight 2x4. Buy it and bring it with you, unless you want to buy an expensive level. But this is no good. This is a puddle, man. This is ice slipping knee breaker here. You're going to break your ankle on this one. Okay, and you can see, how could that work? It's not going to work. I mean, the guy, you want to also ask him, how are you going to level my asphalt? Are you going to use a transit? Are you going to use a level? And these little potholes here, they're going to freeze, and it's going to break apart in little teeny pieces. Now, look at this thickness. Oh, well, we could cover that bad concrete. Oh, yeah, you can, sure. With a 1/2 inch, that's not going to work. It's going to fall apart in a year. This is not even a 1/2 inch thick. There's the old concrete below it. You know, you really got to think about it. Sometimes you got to take the concrete out if you want asphalt. Or you got to break it up. Maybe you got to go thicker. This is not going to work. This is going to fall apart. And then, how are they going to treat this? They got to treat this concrete before they put the asphalt down. How's it going to bond? And if water gets in here, it's going to start to spall away. Water gets through here, it freezes. Here, look at this water here, puddling up. Not going to work. So 1/2 inch concrete, just not going to happen. And here you can see where the sieve analysis, hey, very poor mix. This is a poor mix. I mean, you should have different sieves, and it should all kind of flow together and mix good. So when you compact it, you know, at the right temperature, it's going to become strong. It's going to have some yield. It's going to have some strength to it. Okay. Here's another. These are projects I go on, and these are case studies. So I'm just showing you photos from them. We know what happened here, right? Poor compaction, poor temperature. Here, poor compaction, poor design, and the edge. Okay. All right. Over here, now this how's this going to work? I mean, how are you going to butt up the asphalt? You know, the wood's touching the asphalt. Poor clearance. This brick should have been sealed because water can get into it. Maybe there's a basement here. This is not even going to work. You're going to have a puddle of water sitting in front of your garage door. I mean, that's a joke. It's farcical. Here you're going to have failure. And you can see, look at these stones. The sieve analysis was horrible. It wasn't even mixed. Okay, a lot of times these guys, they come off of street projects and they bring you leftover stuff, okay? And look at this. Just, I don't know what they did here, but they like mix stuff in. You walk on this and, you know, the edges are going to fail. Here I could break it with my own foot. Here I could break it with my fingers, okay? And then after they're done, a couple days later, you start to see little stones starting to pop out of your driveway. Man, it's going to just fall apart and you call those guys right away. And if you can, hold their money, man. Hold like 30% of their money. Tell them you'll pay them after like a half a year. Make sure the stuff doesn't fail. Here's some puddling, poor grading, poor inconsistency. Puddling water, look at this. This guy puts the asphalt, now he's got puddles of water in front of his drive. They're going to be ice. Okay, not level, not using the right equipment. And so, you know, you're going to fix your asphalt. You do your homework ahead of time. Okay, you know, you might want to check out your contractor. And here's what I would do. I would actually ask him to show you a couple jobs that he's done. Or look it up, you know, go to City Hall and see where he pulled permits for. Go to those jobs and go look at your contractor's work that's 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. Don't go look at the job that was just done. You want to look at it after a couple years. Look at this stuff. This is all horrible driveways. And the chances are very probable that you're not going to be satisfied with your asphalt. Most people aren't. And the real problem is people just don't do their homework. They don't research their contractor. They don't know anything about asphalt, and they get taken. So we'll just do a quick summary here. So you want to make sure, this is called alligatoring. At this point, this is bad, okay? But if you don't have money, sometimes you could just put a seal coat on it and get yourself another year, okay? But this alligator cracking, it's going to start to fall apart. Make sure the guy's got a level. This is not working here. How's that going to work? You know, you can't just put a 2-inch raised end next to a concrete and expect that's going to all fall apart. Okay, thickness, compaction, temperature, grading, consistency, you know, and then, like I said earlier, always check, you know, like, now this might work here. They cut this and then they embedded it, okay? So sometimes this works, okay? Now this is the one guy that worked, used a saw. You got to cut this with a saw and then make it level and put expansion control joint in there. This guy, that ain't going to work. That's going to fall apart. So here's an example of a couple different contractors. there, see, it's cut, and they would caulk the edge of it. That might work, okay, because you have a control joint. So, and most of all, make sure that the contractor's trucks are properly functioning. Make sure that they have tarps that go on top. Make sure that they provide you a batch ticket. Do your homework, you know, and that's all I could say. Otherwise, you might be not a happy camper. All right, so please rate and subscribe. I also have a service. If you have any house problems with moisture, mold, noises, and you can't figure out, your contractors can't figure it out. I've been doing this for 33 years. I've done 18,000 homes. I got all kind of certs and licenses, and been there, and I've taught seminars all over the country. I do have a small service called Marco with a Question. You can Google it. I will provide a link below. Please rate, subscribe, and if there's a bell down there, hit the bell, because I plan on doing a lot of these videos and this year, and they'll mostly be home-related type videos. So you guys, thanks for coming on, and have a nice day.